Hey, welcome back. So today, we're going to take what can feel like a super dry subject, strategic project management, and turn it into what it really is, a full-blown epic quest. Seriously, we're talking about how to create a treasure map that everyone actually wants to follow, and how to build the perfect team, your fellowship, to get you to the prize. But first, let's just ask the big, scary question. Why is it that so many massive, ambitious projects, the ones that are supposed to change everything, just fail? Why do they end up as these cautionary tales that people talk about for years?
Well, it almost always boils down to two things. First, their map, their vision, is a blurry, confusing mess that nobody can actually read. And second, their fellowship, the very people who are supposed to be helping them, are either angry, totally confused, or even worse, actively working against them. So today, we're gonna fix that.
So let's start with that blurry map. We need to talk about the project's vision. And this isn't just some goal on a spreadsheet. It's the whole reason anyone would even want to start this journey with you in the first place.
The official definition is actually pretty simple, and I love it. A vision is just a picture of a better future. That's it. It's that crystal clear, compelling image of what the world looks like once you've succeeded.
And here's an analogy I think is just perfect. Think of your vision like a postcard that's been sent back in time from your successfully completed project. It should be so vivid, so exciting that when people look at it, their first thought is, whoa, I want to go there. And this right here breaks it all down. This is what makes a postcard totally irresistible versus one that just gets, thrown away. A great vision has to be inspiring. It has to be easy for everybody to understand, not just the executives. It needs to be verifiable, like you have to be able to tell when you've actually arrived. But here's the kicker. It shouldn't have a due date. See, a vision is a destination, not a deadline. It's the North Star that keeps the entire organization pointed in the right direction. Okay, now here is a brilliant little trick. What if someone's blocking your quest? Instead of showing them your shiny, happy postcard from the future, you show them a postcard from the future where you did, well, nothing. You paint this really vivid, kind of scary picture of all the bad things that will happen if the project never gets off the ground. Trust me, this can turn your biggest opponents into your most dedicated allies. It's a game changer. All right, so even the best map in the world is totally useless if you're going on the quest all by yourself. You need your fellowship. And in the world of project management, we call them stakeholders. So the formal definition here is incredibly broad, and it's broad for a really good reason. A stakeholder is literally anyone who can impact your project or who gets impacted by it. And this even includes people who just think they'll be affected. In this world, perception really is reality. Let's put that back in our quest language. A stakeholder is anyone who can give you a helping hand, maybe offer you a magic sword, or point you in the right direction. But they're also anyone who can block the bridge, sound an alarm, or, literally throw a dragon right in your path. And this really lays out the main character types you're gonna meet. You've got your obvious supporters and your obvious blockers, right? But you've got to pay super close attention to the indifferent. These are the folks who right now just don't care about your quest yet. If you play your cards right, they can become your secret allies, giving you that critical boost right when you need it most. So let's get into the strategy of it all. Knowing who's on your team is step one. But step two is figuring out how you're going to lead this really diverse, sometimes conflicting group of people toward that final treasure. Think of this like choosing your character class in a video game. The leader is the visionary. They're all about the why. They're the one pointing to that distant mountain and getting everyone fired up to climb it. The manager, on the other hand, is the tactician. They're focused on the how, charting the safest path, making sure you have enough supplies, keeping everyone moving. To win the quest, you absolutely need both. So how do you actually manage this whole fellowship? It really comes down to a simple 3-step plan. First, you identify every single player on the board. Second, you map out their power and their interest. You gotta know who the kings are and who the pawns are. And only then, third, can you start planning your strategic moves. And this is that power map. This is your strategic guide to everyone in your fellowship. So for your key players up in the top right, high influence, high interest, you need their total buy-in. These are the people in the war council with you. Now for the folks down in the bottom left, low influence, low interest, just keep them informed. Send a raven every now and then. But, and this is so important, this map is not set in stone. Alliances shift. A dragon that was low interest can suddenly wake up. Your job is to keep watching this map through the entire quest.
Okay, so we've covered the map and we've covered the fellowship. You now have the core tools you need to lead your own strategic project. So, to get your class discussion going, let's wrap this up with a few challenges for your own future quests. First one, think of a famous project that was just a spectacular failure. Was the problem a bad vision? Was its postcard from the future just some blurry, boring, jargon-filled mess that got nobody excited? Next up, a little scenario for you. Using that power map, how would you deal with a high-influence, low-interest stakeholder? This is your sleeping dragon on a pile of gold. They're incredibly powerful, but they just don't care about your quest. Yet, what's your move?
And finally, a question for you. Think about your own personal style. Are you the visionary leader, the one who paints that amazing picture of a better future? Or are you the detail-oriented manager, the one making sure the quest runs smoothly every single day? Look, there's no wrong answer here, but knowing your own strengths, well, that's the first step to building a team that can conquer pretty much anything.